Oh, I ugly cried. My lord. What's up guys, welcome to Superwise. I'm John and I just got out of Super/Man the Christopher Reeve story. And as expected, I am an absolute wreck. I mean hysterical crying. This hit me to my core. Why this movie means so much to me is because, well, without Superman and Christopher Reeve, there'd be no Superwise. Without Superman or Christopher Reeve, there'd be no John on this earth. It's really not hyperbole to say that those movies and his performance changed my life. Which makes this film all the more harder to watch. I mean, just sitting there reliving the tragedy was one of the hardest things I've had to do. It made me sick to my stomach. I mean, I hated being there watching that, reliving that. All of this to say is that the movie is phenomenal. It's one of the best films this year, definitely gonna be in the top 10, if not the top 5. It's incredibly profound and emotional, and the message is just, it's needed. People need to watch this. Through adversity comes triumph and hope. It was just beautiful. I love the presentation and structure of this movie. First off, the statue symbolism and the iconography is fantastic. It is just so beautiful. It's beautiful to look at, and the way they use it in certain moments of Reeve's life is just genius. Not only that, but the structure and timeline of this movie is handled very well, going between Chris Reeve's early glory days and the final years of his life. Having Chris's initial outlook on the fame and his life, and then going to the final years and seeing how everything's changed is just, it's a beautiful comparison. You're really discovering his journey, and it helps that you have the stories of friends recounting these certain moments. You got Jeff Daniels telling the story of Chris booking his screen test for Superman. You got Glenn Close talking about Chris and Robin Williams' friendship. It was all interesting to hear about and learn about, some which I knew, some I didn't. One of the most interesting aspects and just sad aspects to the film was the brotherhood and friendship of Chris and Robin Williams. When we lost Robin Williams, that also hurt so bad because his filmography, his work meant the world to me as a kid as well. And the film presents interesting questions and ideas, like if Chris Reeve didn't die and he was still around, there's a chance Robin would still be with us as well, and it just breaks your heart. But of course, the home video footage and the stories from the family just hurts so bad, and it just makes you realize the important things in life, what you take for granted, what you shouldn't. What's great about this documentary is that you really learn all sides to Chris Reeve. They don't hold back. They show that he was flawed, that he wasn't perfect. With his first marriage, for example, and how he wasn't really around for his kids. And I really respected and appreciated that. By the end, you really learn a lot about him, but you feel sad and you feel sick because of the thoughts going through his head. His struggles, what he had to deal with, how 4 people had to carry him into a bed or a chair, or it broke my heart. But then you get perseverance and hope through the foundation, how he never lost those ideas, even in his final moments going into that coma. He was a fighter, he was a hero, and what his foundation has been able to do is just incredible. It's unbelievable how many lives they're helping. It's what life is about. Christopher Reeve was my childhood hero, and he continues to be my hero. I have such a deep love and admiration for him. He's forever my Superman. Shout out to everyone involved in making this film. It's important, it's needed, it's beautiful, it's profound, it's everything. James Gunn and Peter Safran and everyone involved were right to acquire this film and put the DC Studios logo on it. It's technically the very first DC Studios film, and it just feels right, this being a prelude to the DCU Superman. What this man was and what he accomplished needs to be recognized, and the fact that James Gunn and David Corenswet were at the premiere, the fact that they watched this documentary and proceeded to make Superman 2025, like, it's poetic, it's right. I love that they have done this. Superman 2025 is truly in the best hands, and I know they've made a film that Christopher Reeve would be proud of. I just know it. Hearing Will Reeve's story in this documentary makes his cameo in Superman 2025 that much more better and more special. David Corenswet hugging Will Reeve and just the Reeve family having a connection and bond to James Gunn and David Corenswet means the world to me. It really does. Seeing that DC Studios logo on the big screen for the very first time was special. It was a moment, man. The future is bright, and I am ready. Thanks for watching. That's all for me. Stay super wise.